Can I have the... Good afternoon. I'd like to thank TED's management and volunteers to create such a beautiful space for us to be together tonight. The title of my talk is My Father's Last Words. I was born and raised in Afghanistan, and graduated from high school in 1977. In early 1978, my family migrated to the United States because of the Russian invasion. And when my father was in the hospital with a sinus infection after a liver transplant, I was sharing with him a story I read, which reminded me of his life.
Sorry to interrupt you. Harold Doornbos, if you're in the room, you have the clicker of Hassina. So I think it's pretty cool that you collect stuff, but... Okay. It's no worry, we're going to start the clock again. So
good.
Let's make a new entrance. Come on, we'll go to the back of the stage. So we're going to start all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Hassina Sherjan.
Thank you for the clicker. I couldn't give you the talk without this. So let's see where to start. When my father was in the hospital after a liver transplant with a sinus infection, I shared with him a story I read which reminded me of his life. And he said, I want you to live just like you want to because I didn't. And when I get out of here, I will. Well, unfortunately, he never got out of there. But then, how did I want to live? It was a big question for me. I had been living as it was expected of me by the culture, by the society, by my family. I had no idea what was it that I wanted. So after many weeks of sleeplessness, I got up one morning and I had this strong feeling that I should go back to Afghanistan. After 19 years of being in the States and not really have any contact with Afghanistan, and I was really immersed myself in the materialism and capitalism. And I thought, that's what my father wanted. And again, I'm doing something he wanted. But I thought, maybe I had a feeling that if I follow my gut feeling, maybe in the process I will find out what was it that I wanted. So I made a reservation, and I could only go to Peshawar, Pakistan, because there was still the factional war going on in Afghanistan in 1995, and I could only go to Pakistan. So in Pakistan, and the second day I went to visit the refugee camps, the Afghan refugee camps, to see what happened to all the people we left behind. Within the first hour, a young, beautiful woman approached me and said, which one of my twin babies do you think is strong enough to keep? Because I can't afford to keep both. And a 14-year-old who was taking care of her siblings because their parents died, I asked her what she wanted. And she said, sugar, because we eat tea and bread every night. And my brother and my sisters would love to have sweet tea tonight. And then I witnessed 50-year-old women who were learning how to read and write for the first time. Their eyes were glowing, and they kept saying, what else? What else? My work was done in Pakistan in one day. I didn't have to lose sleep anymore over what I wanted to do in life. However, I did lose sleep over the amount of work, where to start and how. So I established education programs for the refugee camps. To make the story short, in 1999, I went into Afghanistan under the Taliban and established 5 clandestine programs for 250 girls for education. And in 2001, December of 2001, I returned back home to participate in the rebuilding of Afghanistan and the people. In 2003, I have to say that I live in Afghanistan. I don't wear a burqa. In fact, I don't cover my hair. And I've accomplished what I could have done so far. Societies are like people. When you treat them with respect and compassion, you receive respect and compassion back. So in 2003, I established 8 Afghanistan for education, to provide education for the marginalized Afghans, for those who were deprived of education during the Taliban period, and those who would have not had access to education otherwise. 9 years later, now we have 3,200 female students in 9 provinces and 104 male students. And we're hoping to expand the education programs to the rest of the country and, of course, establish more and more education for men as well. In 2004, I realized there was a need for economic development and employment. So I established Bhumi Company, producing home decor products to provide jobs, to preserve the beautiful embroidery of Afghanistan, and most of all, to participate in the international market. I came 2 years ago to the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, in fact. Meetings were organized with one of our Dutch partners, CBI, with many design companies here for 3 days, including Butterfly Works. I somehow felt that I resonated with their mission. So when I asked them to assist us with with product development and design, they asked Bhumi Company to produce a bird that would have all the different embroidery techniques in Afghanistan. So our workers worked 3 weeks to create this very exquisite bird. And the co-collaboration with Butterfly Work started, where the piece birds and the crafting piece with Bhumi collection was born. Bhumi is a business, a philosophy, and a movement. I believe that it's only through education and economic development and job creation we can fight terrorism. It's the only tool, it's the only weapon to fight terrorism. So the design of the birds, the process of the design of the birds created a very encouraging environment for our workers in Afghanistan. It was, for the first time, a real collaboration outside of war and fighting and weapon and military happened. The workers felt included. Their feelings about life in general, as well as how they felt working at Bumi, were calligraphed in Farsi words. The calligraphy were included in the design embroidery of all the birds. The birds were exhibited in the Maison et Objets Paris last year, and this collaboration is ongoing. As we speak, the new collection for 2012 is being crafted right now. I get my energy from the commitment that the Afghan people have for a better life. When I see Bumi has become a philosophy for them, when I see that the Bumi workers make uniforms for themselves and it says Bumi on it, it gives me satisfaction that they're taking ownership. When the new collection designs arrived 2 weeks ago, we were really pressed for time. So the women workers suggested that they will work late at night at home, and the men stayed and worked until 11 o'clock at night and they slept in the factory. Education and employment are really the future for Afghanistan. And when I see 35-year-old, one of our cooks in one of the schools, she's 35 years old, a widow with 6 kids. She decided that she's going to finish her high school. She finished her high school last year, and now she's going to Teachers College to become a teacher. When a 20-year-old who's sitting at 5th grade tells me that if it wasn't for this program, I could never write my name, I feel the urgency and want to work harder. Dutch soldiers have lost their lives in Afghanistan. And my heart goes out to their families. Terrorism is an international phenomenon. And we're all in this together. As the general said, even though, it's not about weapons, it's about having the commitment to bring peace. Even though he lost his son, he didn't give up. And we don't really have another choice. I invite you to join us in this journey towards peace through education and employment. And education, like the princess said, is not only that going to bring us peace, but it's going to eliminate many other issues and problems that we all have in our societies, like child marriage. Thank you for listening. This is for you.
For me? That is...
It says happy.
It is handcrafted, right?
It's handcrafted and the word says happy.
Happy? What? I'm so happy that you brought some balance to our program, because we had the general with the gun, the symbol of war. Now you bring a pigeon, the symbol of peace, to the stage. It's incredible. Now the general took his gun with him. Is this for me?
This is for you.
Okay, thank you so much. And are they
But
also
if you
for
hold
sale?
it, see, let me hold this for you. And then you can hold this, see, it holds, there you go.
Oh. Feels great. Yeah, thanks so much. So, are they also for sale? For people in the Netherlands?
Actually, there are some birds for sale outside, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. But this one is mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.